Listen to this one. Office real estate values are plunging, and some lawmakers in Washington are sounding the alarm. Democrat Congressman Richie Torres, for example, he says excessive exposure to commercial real estate remains a ticking time bomb within the banking system. Mauricio Unmansky is the founder and CEO of the agency. He knows a thing or two about the real estate market. Mauricio, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here with you.
Are we ever going to see a turnaround in office values?
Not right now. We're in for a deep recession in the office values. They're just going to continue to plummet. We're going to continue to see tremendous vacancies increasing. Really what we need to do is we need to figure out what to do with the office building. Sure. And I think that's really the big question. What do we do with that, right?
What can we do?
Well, we need to convert it into housing. We have a tremendous housing shortage in the country. We need to figure out how to convert office into housing. The problem is that these office buildings are very difficult to convert into housing, right? So government subsidies need to be taking effect, tax breaks need to be taking effect. We need to lower the interest rate. There's a bunch of stuff that we need to do to stimulate developers and owners, zoning, check out the zoning laws in order to take these buildings that are just sitting there vacant.
But that would be a massive shift in regulation and taxation policy. But that takes a long, long time.
Precisely why we're not going to see office buildings and prices go up and increase and start seeing vacancies decrease. We're going to see this hitting the banking industry. We're going to see defaults in loans. We're going to see all kinds of different problems that occur because of this.
And is it really because of remote work? People, the office buildings around here in Midtown Manhattan, they're half empty because people work from home.
Remote work, the pandemic changed the way we do everything, right? From the perspective of where do we work, how do we work, the way we work, our efficiencies levels, all of those things. It took us home. We had a tremendous low interest rate that brought us home, made us buy better properties. We looked at the home offices, we increased it, and so our behavior changed.
It did. Let's move on to single-family homes, or the housing market.
Yeah.
Move away from the office buildings, housing market. When will we see prices come down?
I don't know if we will see prices come down. The government has been trying to decrease pricing. It's part of the inflation, but the reality is that we have a very low inventory of housing right now. And until we can start seeing a higher inventory of housing, we're not going to see prices go down. We have a bunch of owners that are sitting in their homes, sitting on low interest rates. Until those interest rates come down, we're not going to see them, an influx of supply. And until we don't see an influx and a greater supply, we're not going to see prices go down. The problem is that we're sitting with buyer demand, a pumped up demand for too long, okay? And so by the time they finally lower interest rates, and we finally have, an increase of supplies, there's going to be a lot of buyers there to take them, and so we're going to continue to see an inflation. So we are not going to see prices go down in housing.
I don't want to get political, but Kamala Harris proposes up to $25,000 worth of to help you buy a homeowner get into their first home. What do you think that does?
It's just not. It's not going to do anything good, right? I mean, we can't do that. What we need to do is we went into an unprecedented times during the pandemic. The Trump administration, in my opinion, did some great things in lowering the interest rates, putting money into the economy, and all of a sudden here we went and we, moved forward. Started to raise interest rates tremendously in order to in order to control inflation. But we didn't count on all of these people just not doing anything.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's a new world. It's a new way of doing things. And we've got to look at new ways. We can't just go back to the old ways of controlling inflation and controlling supply and demand.
No, we can't. Mauricio, it's a great pleasure to have you on the show today. And you've got a great voice. You really do. It's better than mine.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's great to be on the show.
If you're not careful, Mauricio, you'll be back. Okay. Thanks very much indeed.